First of all, it's a pleasure to be on this show, and to introduce myself, I'm Yatharth Tanuja and I'm a national level cricketer. But due to this COVID and the pandemic thing, currently I'm playing for my club, and I have recently completed my schooling as well. So I have got some time in between. So I love to talk about cricket in my free time as a hobby, and I've been a part of various podcasts, Bharat Army and different fan forward. So it's going great. Well, how I became a fan of cricket, it's a normal tale. In India, cricket is not a sport, it's more of a festival. So I've been brought up in an environment when it was full of cricket. My family, friends, relatives, everyone into cricket. So I just imagine I was just into cricket when I was very young. I was playing cricket in home, outside home, in street, in the park, so everywhere. So that's the culture how in India you celebrate cricket. So that cricket thing was always in my blood. Memories from my first childhood match was, as a child, I was very much young, when I started to watch cricket. I remember I was 6 years old. So, how does a child watches cricket? He imagines that each ball is going to be dispatched for a six, or when a team is bowling, each ball is going to be a wicket-taking ball, or you expect a bold at times. But, in cricket, it always never happens. So, that game, according to my expectation, was never the best. But, when I started, understand the game a little better. So, the game was back in 2013. It was India versus Sri Lanka, and when 13 was needed on the last 6 ball, and Dhoni was batting with the tail enders, and the way he finished the match, as we all know, Dhoni has been a clinical finisher, and he single-handedly won that match for India. So I remember that match closely because I was pretty much young at that time, and I had been in a learning stage of cricket at that time. So it was the best match which I had ever seen. So the best moment from my cricket history is back from IPL. So as I just mentioned that, I was pretty much young when I started to watch cricket. So at that time, IPL had just started. In 2010, I started to watch the IPL, and I was having a glimpse at the points table that which team am I going to support. So at the top of the chart, I saw Chennai, then Mumbai, then a lot of team Hyderabad, Bangalore, and at last I saw Delhi. So I first of all I sighed in relief that first of all there is a team from the place where I belong. So for me it was a no-brainer to support Delhi. So when I started to support Delhi, so we all know that journey had not been quite the greatest, because we used to play 14 matches and we hardly managed to win 4 to 5 games each season. Each season it was the same story: disappointed, broken hearts, everything. Before the season there was so much of energy, but till the time of the end of the season we were like, oh come on, maybe next season. But the support was constant. It was not like that, like quitting it off and going to some other successful team. So that's never done. You leave your team from where you belong and to support a team who has been doing successful. I don't think that I am a kind of person who backs off. So I supported it till the present. 2018 it was completely heartbreak for all the Delhi fans, but in 2019, Shreyas took over the captaincy, Ricky Ponting appointed as a head coach, lots of things happening. The name has been changed, capital, new jersey, everything new. So that was trying to show that we are going to start from scratch and we are going to do something new. So it was a pretty young team. Only Shreyas and Rishabh were known as the senior most players, and their age are absolutely nothing. So it was a pretty young team, and the way we played cricket, I think, because it had been a break, because after a lot of time, I believe in 2011 we qualified for the last time, and after 7 and 8 years, so we qualified back again, and it was a young skipper, Shreyas Iyer, who had done it. So it was a feeling of joy and emotion. You backed your team, and now your team is proving you right. In 2020 again, in 2019 we finished third. In 2020 we qualified for the finals for the very first time, and that was something which gives so much joy. But then unfortunately it was not the day, for Delhi, and we lost again. So the journey has been quite full of memories, excitement, and a lot of heartbreaks as well. But in 2021, maybe we go a step forward. So this is one of my favorite cricket memory, which I still remember. It's not that far, but it is something which I keep really close to my heart. Well, a cricketer which I wish could have been playing till now is a player whom I love very much. So it's none than Gautam Gambhir, because the way in which he plays cricket, aggressive left-hander and all of elegance coming in. He knows when what to do, what's the game scenarios, and consistent performer. Never backing off to give it on the field or off the field. So it was Gautam Gambhir, and I still remember, in 2018 when he came to Delhi, and I was the most happiest. Yes, this person whom I idolize so much is finally in the team which I support. So Gautam Gambhir is one whom I think he should have been here. I saw very little of what Gautam Gambhir. It was the generation which was just to be passed off. So I wish Gautam was playing now. Well, first of all, IPL has been the greatest success of India's all-time event, because if you look at the overall T20 leagues which is going all around the world, you have Big Bash, you have CPL, you have T10, you have got the 100 now. But if you look at a time, I believe IPL is one of the best leagues which India has produced, because the quality is far, or you might say it's equivalent to what international cricket is, because you see great players, you see stars from different England, Australia, South Africa, Lord, New Zealand, and you find them soaking benches when they come into the IPL. So that's the kind of competition which goes on in the IPL. So it's a very much bonus for youngsters who are playing at the domestic level for India. It gives them a platform to represent what they have in them. So we have already seen a lot of young players who have made it from the IPL great performance to the Indian team. You look at Rishabh Pant, 2018 season which he performed, brilliant, the orange cap winner, the highest strike rate player, and then he was given a chance to the Indian team. So IPL grooms a player, for Indian cricket, and it gives them a lot of high competition, like what's the international cricket, because you are playing with a lot of foreign star in your, and I believe IPL form has been a major concern for selection. If you look at India's squad, it's a vast squad. You can't have all the 50 men in an 11 team. That's not physically possible. So how do you pick up 11 from these 50? It's based on the IPL form. So the players are playing from different IPL franchise, and just to give a recent example, Prithvi Shaw, who made a sort of comeback, from the Australia when he was dropped after the first test match, and he came to before IPL. He had a session before the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy and Vijay Hazare Trophy, and with Praveen Amre, to improve his technique. And then he went to Vijay Hazare Trophy, scored the highest run, 800, which was the highest in the history of Vijay Hazare Trophy. And then he came to IPL. He was absolutely brilliant, and then he was given a call back to Indian team. So that's how the IPL goes on. If you are in form, you prove your worth in the IPL at the highest level, then the Indian selection is waiting for you. Well, definitely yes. This has been a major concern for a generation of cricketer in the recent time, because they are facing so much of trolls and so much of hardship these days that was never expected from the Indian fans. Like India wins a match India wins a match, and fans are ready with the team to support. They all will wave fans the team. They will cheer Team India when they wins, and they all sing songs and celebrate it like yes, India has won. You see firecrackers all around. So at the time when India wins, everyone is with them. But when India loses a match, and then suddenly lots of questions just comes in from nowhere. Currently Virat is the captain, and we have lost the WTC final recently. So lots of questioning coming. Why is Virat Kohli still there? Does he deserve to be the captain of the Indian side? Just suddenly, Virat Kohli, when he came to the Indian side as a captain in the Test match cricket, India was at the 7th position. From there, he pulled India back at top of level of the cricket. So from the last 5 years, India has been number one, you know, in all the formats, whether it's Test cricket, ODI, or the T20. So that's the consistency with Virat Kohli begins. But you know, the moment a team loses, or like one bad performance by, you know, Rohit Sharma, you know, they would be like, oh come on, drop him. He always go for that big shot and he does nothing. So that's not done. You know, when your team wins, you are with them. But on the other hand, when your team loses, I believe a handful of people are only with them. So I think that the players have been through a lot of hardship, and which is not expected. You know, they troll blankly on the social media. Everyone has the Twitter in their hand, and tweet just goes on. So even you know, the recent example, you know, India versus England, Kohli and Pujara got out on a low score, and like the trolls came out immediately. You know, some would say that Pujara should be dropped immediately. He has not been performing for a long time. But what they don't remember is, in Australia 2019, in 2020, you know, when we created history, defeating Australia in their home ground with the India A side, Cheteshwar Pujara took 18 body blows for Team India. Now, no one recalls that. The man who has given everything to Team India, it just takes them 5 seconds to write a message that he should be dropped. Now, 2-3 bad games, it's understandable. Now this is something that the fan need to back their players. Like, everyone goes through an off phase, and we need to be the players. If we are with the players, it will just boost the confidence of them, and that will make them come back to a stronger comeback. So that's it. And even Virat Kohli, he got a first ball duck against Anderson, and people are like, lol, he is king after all, and they are saying that he is in his prime according to the fans. But you know, Virat Kohli, one bad innings, and the player like him you won't get in Indian history for a long time. You should be privileged that you have a player like Virat Kohli. But you know, again I'm a bit exaggerating this point, but this has been the biggest problem which I feel. You know, being an Indian fan, we troll our players too much. We should just respect what they have done in their life. We can't even go there. So if we can't, then who are we to comment on them? So again, there has been a debate on this, Rohit or Virat the better captain. Now I think if team management has given Virat the role of captaincy, then they must have thinking something better. You know, had the team management given Rohit Sharma the captaincy and still we had been losing this semi-finals and knockout matches, people would be like, remove Rohit Sharma, bring Virat Kohli as a captain. So this never ends. So I think the fan needs to be a bit more patient. They need to trust their team, because this team is one of the best you will see after 2011. So just be with them. Well, my favorite ground is, I believe it would be there in everyone cricket list. It's none other than Brisbane Gabba. So we defeated Australia in their own fortress when they had been undefeated since a long time, and we just came in and they broke their fortress, and it was just all around. So a lot of things which it's a pride to be an Indian. So Gabba is one of my favorite venue, you know, when I love watching cricket, and I would be you know, really enjoying when India go back again Australia and we play a game at the Gabba. It would be really interesting. And my favorite commentator, yes, I love Harsha Bhogle desperately, but another commentator who I love the most is Sunil Gavaskar, because he is just such an open-hearted and open speaker about cricket that you won't ever get. He just speaks of it so confidently and so truly. Like, it was India versus England. England toured to India in February, and you know, whosoever had won the series would have given a ticket to the WTC final. So so the England players were complaining about the pitch, and that this is the worst pitch we have been ever playing on, and we definitely don't deserve a pitch like this because there is so much of turn. So it was a bit that kind of controversy. So he mentioned in the commentary press box that who decides a good pitch is, when you go in Australia, you will get a pitch who has extra bounce. You go in New Zealand, you will get a pitch which will have extra seam. You go in England, you have all of them. The ball is swinging, the ball has bounce, and it seems every day. So who really decides? So you come to India, you come to Asian countries, the ball is definitely going to spin. So this was one of the instinct, you know, when I love the commentator who is such open-hearted. Cricket in my daily life. So just before I mentioned that cricket is somewhat in my blood. So whenever I am just tired of what my daily routine is, like I've been studying for a while, and whenever I get some free time, I just take the ball and bat in my hand, and I just do my knocking. So whether I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm a bit tense, I'm a bit confused, everything is I go to cricket. So cricket is my go-to person, something like that, because without this I believe I wouldn't be a person who I am today, you know. So such this game, the sport has given me so much that I really thank to be the part of this sport, and that's what cricket is. It's just related to my life. Well, my message to all the cricket fans is just keep supporting India, whether they are performing good, they are performing bad, they're going through an off phase or whatever it is. Just keep the trust in the fans, because after all, what they are doing to make India proud. So that's it, you know. Just keep your faith and trust and support in them. And if you want to reach out to me, you can Gmail me anytime. You know, my Gmail ID is yatharthaluja1@gmail.com. It would be running on the link below. And if you want to reach, you can also reach out to me on the Instagram handle. My Instagram handle is Mr_living_free18. So you are always free to contact me, and it was really great to interact with you all. Thank you for having me on the show.